Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and tomorrow morning, specifically at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard US time, which is 3 p.m. UTC, that's some universal thing that never caught on ever. It would be nice, but it's never going to. The Throne of Eldraine Deluxe Edition collection is going on sale at the hopefully will actually be online and functional magicstore.wizards.com, which, by the way, is not the Hasbro toy shop. So it's just Throne of Eldraine Mythic Edition. I suspect that they changed the name because of the bad connotation, bad results with the last couple Mythic Editions. And by last couple, I mean all of them. Now, there are varying opinions of this. I will say that for what you get and the idea of it, it is cool. For the price, no, it's no longer cool. And the fact that they're not selling it through stores, they're directly competing with money that would go to local gaming stores, super not cool. But this wonderful collector's box is $449.99, or as I like to call it, $450. They shipped to quite a few places and comes with a set-themed binder. So basically a Throne of Eldraine themed binder. Looks actually pretty cool. Looks like it might have like the laser inlay with like a foil metallic. I think those are about 20 to 30 retail, if it's the brand that I'm thinking. You get one foil Garruk Cursed Huntsman borderless Planeswalker card. Oh boy, I mean, that's a damn good card, I will say. That's one of the most powerful cards in the set. Then one art print of the borderless Garruk Cursed Huntsman, so basically a poster of the same artwork. Then one non-foil version of the buy a box Kenrith the Returned Knight, which, I mean, is a commander card. I'm not really sure on his future value here. It's no Nexus, but far from worthless. A 3x3 card strip from a foil sheet of Throne of Eldraine, so basically a mini uncut sheet, and the cards in it will vary, I guess. And one MTG Arena Mega Code, which grants you the Garruk Exquisite sleeve, and I assume that's the only way to get it. And one of each of the following cards plus a style for each. Garruk the Cursed Huntsman, which once again, wonderful card. Charming Prince, Magic Mirror, that thing should be banned. Witch's Vengeance, love that one, great equalizer. Bone Crusher Giant, fantastic card. And Questing Beast, also good card. So, very useful. So the value of all those is very difficult to determine, but on top of that, you get 16 Throne of Eldraine collector boosters. Now, if you're not familiar with those, they're the special ones that contain all kinds of weird individual slots and stuff inside them, including, like, I think cards that are unique to it. Although at my pre-release, I opened a borderless card, which I thought wasn't supposed to be in the normal boosters, but I don't know. These are super high variance packs where you might get just bombed out with like $10 worth of cards, or you might pull like $200+ worth of cards. So very, very gambling adjacent. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to develop a problem necessarily from buying a $3.99 pack and opening a $5 card from it and yay, celebrating, yeehaw. And everybody knows the odds of pulling like an expedition from a BFZ pack. Like, the sentiment from everybody was, yeah, it would be nice if I pulled one and it's a lot of money, but I'm not that stupid. I know the odds. So the idea of the packs were neat, but then everything from there went downhill, which, welcome to Wizards of the Coast, and especially their crooked product distribution. So the entire continent of Europe, from what I heard, got about, I'm hearing 8 to 20% of the product that they either thought they were getting or were promised. I'm not sure who to believe on this, because there's one thing I know about how distribution works, then there's what everybody else is claiming. But basically, a bunch of stores in Europe, especially England, had to like just not fulfill their pre-orders. Like they said to their distributors, I want this many, and they usually shoot back with, well, I can get you this many. And then they got, instead of 100 boxes, they got like 10. So they took like 50 pre-orders and had to cancel 40 of them and just, I don't know, lottery them off to someone or something. It's ridiculous. So I don't know what the hell happened there. If Wizards just gave the distributors bad information, or I don't know, but it's a disaster. I don't know how bad it is in the US. I haven't been tracking this. I haven't been buying and selling brand new products for at least a year since I closed my shop. But it's just, it's probably the distributors holding on to them and selling them through channels that they're pretending they don't control, and then making giant amounts of money, because these are pretty expensive. I have no idea what the distributor cost is on these. I wish I did. Actually, I bet I can get into my old account. Let me log in real quick. Oh, look, my login still works. $170.24 is the cost on that from at least one distributor in America. The going price online seems to be about $350 for a booster box, which is, by the way, 12 boosters, not 32, not 24. It's 12. So that would make them 29 to 30 bucks a piece per booster. Now, I think that the intended MSRP was around like maybe 270 based on the typical markup, but products don't have MSRPs now. But then again, I don't know if the distributor is marking these up, because I heard even that's a thing now. I mean, it's possible they were supposed to sell these for $140 like a normal Masters booster box, but then they just decided to sell them for $170 because they're hot, and stores are probably okay with that because they're going to sell them for an even bigger margin. If they can get $350 and they pay $170, that is a damn good margin. I mean, let alone being just a good flat amount. So everybody knows when big money is involved and there's lots of profitability, everybody backstabs everybody lies, the whole distribution chain falls apart. Just the scamming and the lying and the misrepresentation of numbers and the buddy selling to the biggest buyers, because we all know what happened with UMA. Literally, it didn't just leak. Rudy told people what he did. He said he went to his distributor and they said, well, we can't ship you these for $200 or whatever, but if you paid $210, then maybe we could ship you more than you're going to get before. Like, if you want 30 boxes, okay, cool, we'll give them to you. But if you want 100 boxes, maybe if you paid a little bit more, it might help us out a little bit. So basically, bribed is that has a bad connotation, but he paid them more money in order to influence them to send him more product, which they logically had to take away from actual local gaming stores and give to his stupid, greedy, rich ass. If my distributor came to me and said, if you pay an extra $10 a box, we will take these away from actual LGSs trying to stay in business, and it's finally a profitable thing. We will take entire pallets of these away from them and send them to you instead so that you can clear them quickly on the internet for a slightly lower margin, because screw LGSs, I would tell them no. And you guys know I need money. But some people, like Alpha Investments, have no morals. At least not when it comes to making large amounts of money, because they're commonly wrong about their stupid investments. So once a sure thing comes around, they don't care who they backstab or screw over. And by the way, everybody in the MTG finance community is like that and worse. So this entire thing was a giant shitstorm. But if you personally yourself want to get your hands for sure on some collector's boosters, specifically 16 of them, you could just buy this direct from magicstore.wizards.com. Now, two things. One, are these 16 at a time per person in probably a quantity of 10,000 times 16, so 16,000, going to flood the market? Are enough people going to open these that the borderless cards and whatever other weird promos and special planeswalkers, whatever the hell else is in these stupid boosters, are they going to get diffused by this product and it's going to lower demand because customers already have them? Or are people going to sit on them and resell them years later? I kind of doubt it. I think most people are going to open them. There's a binder and a poster, you're going to want those. The majority of people, at least. I'm sure some people will sit on them, obviously. So will that cut the demand for these actual cards by flooding the market with these cards, and specifically these boosters? Because remember, you could say, well, 450 is a little high, but I'll keep, the binder, the poster, the uncut sheet, I'll keep all that, and I'll keep half the boosters and sell the other 8 for about $240 online, minus fees and shipping. $200 for the 8 remaining boosters and all the cool stuff, I could see that. Well, in fact, you can get about 30 a piece for the boosters. Sometimes a little bit more if you buy them, instead of buy the booster box, buy the individual boosters. So minus shipping and fees, like I said, $480, and you're paying $450 for this. So you could literally just sell all 16 of the boosters, or hell, sell 15 of them and keep one, and just about break even, except you get to keep all the cool stuff like the binder and all that. And hey, everybody's got the same intention. Some people just care about the boosters and the cards. They'll just sell the poster and the binder and the uncut sheet and all that, and then keep just the boosters. That would be some cheap boosters, which that lowers the demand because you just handed somebody 16 boosters. That's 16 boosters that they're not going to buy on eBay. So will this crash the demand for them? I don't think crash would be the right term. Now, influence, yes. Slightly lower, yes. But crash, I wish I knew numbers, exact numbers about purchases, volume, demand, print volumes, all that stuff. But my feeling on this, with what I know about the numbers, is no, it's not enough to completely flip the whole market on its head and ruin the price for these entire booster boxes of 12. So is it worth it? Financially, yes. For the cool stuff that comes in it, yes. But spending $450 on basically any Magic product, even like an entire Modern deck, yes, I know they cost triple that, is absurd to me. Now remember, I'm broke as shit. So I mean, if somebody's buying this to hold it, resell it, split it, sell it amongst their friends, use it for trade, just up their collection, but sell most of it, and basically not effectively spend $450 on it, cool, I guess I can get behind that. If anybody's just going to be like, no, I want pretty cards and I'm going to drop almost $1,000 on it, what the hell? Put it in the bank. Fix your car. Fix your house. Just anything. Save for your kids, like education. Get a solar backup system for your house. Like, buy $500 worth of non-perishable prepper food that'll last 10 years. Buy $449.99 worth of medical training so that you can help people in an emergency situation. There are so many better things to better you, your life, and your daily everything. $450 actual dollars actually spent on this actual product to keep. I mean, I guess if you're that damn rich, I mean, everything's relative. If it's like that or some ridiculously overpriced golfing trip, I mean, yeah, I'd go for this all day. Oh, you want, 16 collector's boosters and some cool Magic cards that'll probably even go up in value over time, and a cool poster and some cool stuff compared to some stupid painting or some bullshit 100-year-old vase? Gee, I wonder which one I'd pick. Neither. Go support a charity, you rich asshole. I really can't justify the actual expenditure of money on this, but if y'all are just going to try and scalp this, hey, more power to you, okay? So, does this get the official Desolator approved stamp of approval? Yes, no, and maybe at the same time. It's yes because you could flip it on eBay probably for $100 profit the next damn day. Or you could sell the cards as singles if you open them. I mean, it's just, you're going to get your money back if that's your intention, in all likelihood. I mean, there's a high variance, so, nothing's set in stone. I'd give it a no because it's just too damn expensive. That's too much money to spend on something this stupid. And then it gets a maybe because maybe you have that much money. So it just depends on the intention, why you're buying it, and what you're going to do with it. It's really all it comes down to. But it's not a bad product. It's not a ripoff. It's not a scam. It's not overpriced for what you get. I mean, it is what the market is right now. It's extremely expensive and it's pretty close to its value. But I will say I am a little bit worried because remember the last Mythic Edition, I think it was the last one, either the one before it, I don't know. They're all disasters. But I think you could get $800 or $900 like the next day on eBay by selling it, and they cost what, like $350? So like that was such a sure thing that even if they crash down to like 500, like that's a lot of money. This one, I mean, boy, the whole rest, let's just say it's $20-$30. I have no idea. And then 16 boosters is $480. So after fees and shipping, high 400s to low 5s. Considering you're paying $450, possibly plus tax, possibly plus shipping, this might be break even on a good day. I mean, it's pretty hard to say. I will say it is limit 1 per customer though instead of 2. So there might not be too many of these floating around. And if you're going to smurf them, well, there you go. You call up your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your sister, and get them all to buy them. You're only going to get 1 per, not 2 per. So that'll slow down the merchers, old school RuneScape term, hell yeah. AKA the scalpers. I can't guarantee that these will even a week, a month, or 6 months or a year later, really in any time scale, be worth your time and the risk to buy them to immediately resell them. And remember, that goes double for if the fact that they made enough that when everyone orders them, there's still some left in the magicstore.wizards.com website. If they print 15,000 and they get 14,000 purchases, you aren't going to sell crap on eBay because people could just go to the source and still buy it for its actual price of $450. And then we get to all play the undercutting game, the race to the bottom, where it ends up probably being $350 on eBay. Once investors and people holding hot stuff panic and say, oh crap, this might be a loss, everybody knows, take a $5 loss instead of waiting 2 weeks and being stubborn and seeing what happens and taking a $50 loss. So one guy takes a $5 loss. Another guy goes, well, I mean, I could stand losing $6, whatever, it's $6. They price it $6 below. Then the next guy goes, well, I really got to move mine, and people are going to buy the cheapest one $7 below. And then when 1,000 people do that, it's usually a couple cents at a time, but it'll end up really low. So this is a pretty high risk product. Obviously it's going to go up if the world supply of the collector's booster boxes and collector's individual boosters just dries up, which it sounds like everybody everywhere got shorted. Nobody got what they thought were going to go around. But that said, there's still only 30 a piece on eBay. That's not as high as I thought. Now, the one big deciding factor is what is the expected value of one pack of the collector's booster, and it would take me probably half a day to calculate it. So I'm just not going to. There are unique cards that aren't even on the market yet. There's borderless, which are like foil but not. Then there's foil borderless. Then there's like alternate art and alternate frame, and I don't really know what those cost. And then you got to consider those and weigh them by their probability. Then we don't even know if these are even odds. Then I heard that the ancillary spot might contain like basic lands. I hope I got that word right. I remember it was a weird word that I don't use in common language. But it could be a $30 brawl card. Like, who knows? So it's so high variance and so up and down and nobody knows the prices. I couldn't tell you if $30 is high or low if you were to open like 1,000 of these, if you would make money or not. I don't know what the EV of these collector's boosters are. So are they high now? Are they low now? Does that indicate their value, or does it indicate more the supply, or just people not knowing? Is the chance of a mega huge multi-$100 payday in one booster? Like, is that making people pay the gambler's premium for these and they're really only worth 25? I don't know. What I do know is that I made a massive mistake before and said that the rest of it's worth 30. Clearly a foil Garruk Cursed Huntsman is worth more than that. I was thinking of just the booster and the rest of the stuff. I mean, the buy a box promo plus Garruk plus even the arena code, that's a couple bucks maybe. Yeah, I think probably the actual value of this is probably in the high fives. Well, maybe mid 500s. It's hard to say. So if you're buying this because you want it, I think that's a bad idea, unless you're really rich. If you're buying it because it's an investment, I think that's kind of a bad idea. On the surface, it looks like a pretty good bet, but we've seen better. So my overall leaning is no, don't buy it, especially since they expect anybody to get up at 8 o'clock in the damn morning. I am not going to get my ass out of bed to buy this. No way in hell. I might have a couple local people who have little operations to pick up multiples, let's put it that way. So I might be able to get my hands on one, or I might be able to open someone else's. But at the end of the day, I just can't risk $450 right now. That's just irresponsible and stupid. And if I made a video opening all 16 boosters and then showing off the other stuff in here, I would probably, oh boy, maybe make $40 to $50 in ad revenues on it, which is not enough. I might make upwards of $200 to $300 if I pull like $1,000 miracle box and then put that in the title. But I can't guarantee that. So it's like I double lose. If I pull absolutely nothing and then it's just, oh, box opening, and I say nothing about it, everybody knows that it's probably a pretty crap box opening. You know, I probably got pretty crap cards. And then on top of it, I get no ad revenues for the video. That's a lose-lose. So even for me, I'm not touching this toxic asset. No thanks. But hey, if you want to buy it, you do you. But that's my summary on it. That's my take on it. That's the limited math that I know behind it. So, you know, I don't tell you how to live your life. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.